Hello and welcome to Bridges Not Walls. My name is Deodar Artunian.
And I'm Adrian Fabian.
And today we have a very special guest. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm a first year. I'm proposed computer science major.
Anything interesting going on lately?
I'm excited for a Thanksgiving break.
All right. Since this week's topic is immigration, identity, and culture, let's begin on the topic of immigration. Could you explain to us your ethnic background?
I'm 100% Taiwanese from both sides, and I'm a second generation, so my parents moved here, and yeah.
Do you know the process they took coming to the U.S.?
So my dad first moved to Canada before coming to the U.S. because they needed to wait for the visa. So, and I know my mom actually came a little later during high school. So
why did your family decide to come to the U.S.?
I'm pretty sure my mom's side, they decided to come to the U.S. because they were seeking better educational opportunities, and my dad's side, they went to Canada first, but they too were seeking not education, but for their family, they had a logging company, and the trees were being outlawed, so you can't cut them down anymore. So they decided to
Interesting. So government law, actually, they wanted to move because of that. Did they encounter any difficulty other than the slow visa process that you mentioned coming to the U.S.?
Not really. Other than they already had someone in the U.S. beforehand, and so that person gave them all the information they needed and explained to them why they couldn't come immediately, why they had to wait in Canada. So yeah, they had someone helping them.
Do you think that people of different backgrounds experience different issues based on their backgrounds coming to the U.S.?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone with different backgrounds. They obviously my family was a little different since they had help, but of course, people would it's not just background, but just anyone in general trying to come to U.S. It's just completely different for each family.
Mm-hmm. So, are there any changes you yourself would make? How would you change the immigration system if you could, or would you just not change it at all?
Yeah, so I guess the visa process is, since that's the only thing I could think of that really affected my family on my dad's side. So since they had to wait so long, maybe speed it up, shorten it.
All right. So moving on to the topic of identity and culture, I personally feel that it's necessary to bring up the idea of positionality here. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Oh, well, just for the audience, I'll explain that positionality, as defined by Senso and D'Angelo, is the recognition that where you stand in relation to others in society shapes what you can see and understand about the world. So, based on that definition, how do you think that your position as a second-generation American, Taiwanese American, how do you think that impacts your identity?
So I think knowing, since I'm not first generation, but knowing that I am second generation and I don't face as much difficulty as the first generation, I think just knowing that helps give me more appreciation and just understanding of just the college process.
Okay.
Would you say that your ethnic background influences who you are as a person particularly?
Yeah. I do. And
how?
Yeah, as a Taiwanese, it's there's a lot of Asians that try to transfer or just exchange students in general. I feel it's a little different because I'm a Taiwanese American, but we all just get grouped up quite often, and people say too many Asians. So just knowing that that's a thing, I guess.
Do you think that ethnicity this is common amongst others, that ethnicity plays a large part in shaping their identity?
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people are super, super close to their culture and have different traditions that they are really, really strong that they connect to with their families.
So would you say that culture and ethnicity are pretty interchangeable because of that?
Yeah, I feel like there's not too much that's different. I think they're definitely interchangeable because culture and I feel like culture, ethnicity can't be one thing without the other. So,
so they each contribute to each other, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
So your ethnicity, you think, does play a big part about like how you see your culture, or
yeah, exactly.
I'm sure you're familiar with the work of Stuart Hall, but for the audience, let me explain what I mean by the term othering, because it's going to come up in some questions. Othering is the practice of distancing different groups of people from each other to better define one's own identity. I noticed that you said that a lot of people group different Asian groups together. Do you think that that is a form of othering?
Yeah, absolutely, because some people, even if they do know it from history classes, like, there's obviously like a difference, completely different locations for each everywhere in East Asia, but you know, it's easier, I think, to just call everyone Asian. So absolutely.
Do you think that that is a negative way of thinking about it?
I feel like different people think of it different things. Some people I know, for example, Taiwanese culture is usually we're really strong against being grouped up with Chinese because we have a history of the Chinese trying to like claim Taiwanese as like just a second China. And so for us, I guess it is kind of like it is a big deal, but I get growing up in America, I feel like I just get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So do you feel that rather than othering, people should instead focus on similarities between them and other people?
Yeah, absolutely. Similarities probably helps bond them together, while othering will maybe create more walls and more boundaries rather than the communities.
Yeah. So when you know other people, when you experience or when you live close to other different groups of people, you really, it humanizes them in your eyes, right? It's not just that person is Asian, that person is Daniel, that person is someone else.
Yeah, exactly.
I know that person. Well, Daniel, thank you for coming here. It was a pleasure having you on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good luck on with your major. I know comp sci is really hard.
Oh, yeah, thank you.